Alright. How about now? Can you hear me now? Yeah? No? Alright. We're gonna restart this thing. Oh, yeah, alright, cool. Thanks, Trevor. Appreciate it. What's up? Alright, I gotta get back. Yeah, I don't know why the sound cut out there, but glad we got it back. Got a wind turbine here that we have to farm around. It's like a giant obstacle. Our GPS likes to lose signal when we go around it. Northern Illinois, about an hour west of Chicago, DeKalb County. It's where Northern Illinois University is. I gotta focus on what I'm doing right now. Going along our wind tower road. And make sure I don't rip up any road when I do this. So this road that I'm next to is not a real road, it's a wind tower road. We've got windmills, wind towers, whatever, on our property. And they have private roads connecting them. So the wind tower road goes right through our field. So I will chisel on one side of the road, I'll chisel on the other side of the road, and that way, as I'm going through the field, once I get to where I've already chiseled, I can just pick up and hop over the road and put it down. I don't have to be super precise, because I've already got 17 and a half feet on either side done. Makes things go a lot smoother. So we're almost to the end. And I should actually be able to look at the chat a little bit. Although YouTube doesn't really give an option for, like, you know, people like me who are streaming. I've got the phone 3 feet away from my face. It'd be really nice to have, like, larger text where I can just look up and see what you guys are saying, but the print's just like itty bitty, you can't really read it. Kind of makes it hard. Take a look here, see what you guys are saying. Flip you around so you don't have to look at my face. New Jersey's pretty warm. Yeah, it's really beautiful day today. I won't say we're in the 60s, but probably 50s. It's like, well, I'm in a t-shirt now. I'm pretty comfortable. So, if that tells you anything. Hey, thanks for subbing, OC. Appreciate it. It's crazy how many people from, like, all over the world are here. I'm relatively new to live streaming into the world of YouTube, and I mean, I understand the internet and how vast it is, but like, it's just unreal. People from Japan, India, New Jersey, like, everywhere. It's so cool. How many acres? So on this particular field, I'm going to flip you back around. On this particular field, we have about 150 acres, give or take. All in all, we have about 1,200 that we farm. It's mostly corn and soybeans, so field corn and soybeans. Most of our corn will go to the ethanol plant. Some of it goes to feed for animals, but most of it's for ethanol. And then we've also got about 10 acres of sweet corn that we do for our park stand that we have in town. We got about 10 acres of pumpkins as well. We grow, I want to say, between 50 and 60 different varieties of pumpkins, squash, and gourds. So, what a view. There's some really cool stuff out there as far as that goes. I think Illinois is actually one of the world's largest producers of pumpkins. A little fun fact. Not really where I'm at in Illinois. I mean, we do grow pumpkins, but I think most of it's like central Illinois. A few hours south of us. They literally have fields of pumpkins. We only have like 10 acres, so. What's up, Kansas? How you doing? Australian living in Thailand. Bought up a farm. Man, that sounds awesome. I would love to get over there sometime. I mean, I don't know. Australia is just it's so far away. It's one of my lifetime missions is to get over there. I would love to make it to Australia and New Zealand. I met quite a few Aussies in my life. My wife and I took a trip to Scotland and Ireland. And there's a lot of Aussies there. They were on holiday, so we took a tour bus, and I'd say probably 80% of the people that were on the tour bus were from Australia. So you guys, I love the personality. If you can generalize the Australian personality, Aussies are, I don't know, they're fun. I really enjoyed hanging out with them. So looks like let me hop across the road here real quick. Gotta lift up on Chisel. Yeah, it's been we've been in farming for generations. I think I'm generation number 4 or 5, so it's not as seamless as it sounds. Really, on 3rd generation as far as I'm like, because my grandpa farmed, my dad farmed, and now I'm farming. Beyond that, I know farming was involved, but like some of the farming was done in Michigan, some of the farming was done, I don't know, in different states. So I come from a family of farmers, but as far as like this specific farm in this area goes, I'm generation number 3. So yeah, getting established as a farmer when you don't have that background is near impossible. It's really hard. There's a lot of overhead capital or overhead to deal with. So, what's up, Nebraska? We are in northern Illinois. We're about an hour west of Chicago. So, yeah, completely different. Where at in Nebraska are you? Because when I hear Nebraska, I don't know, no offense to Nebraska, but it's probably one of my least favorite states to drive through. In years past, I mean, we took numerous trips out to Colorado and Wyoming, and driving through Nebraska was just so long, and like it was just a whole lot of nothing. Although I do have a cousin who lives in Lincoln, and I guess he's got stuff to do there, but Nebraska, from what I've seen, I don't know if do you enjoy Nebraska? Do you like living there? Or Lincoln? No, we don't have any livestock. I call it easy farming. We just do grain. So we do produce and grain. So sweet corn, pumpkins, soybeans, and field corn, but no livestock. are you stuck in Nebraska, or you gotta? Are you planning on getting out of there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I can't say it too loud, but I don't love living in Illinois. Like, if I one second, gotta figure out. Trying to figure out if I want to turn left or right here. If I ever stop farming, I could see us leaving Illinois. But my heart's always been out west. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm getting to the point where, oh man, I really missed my mark on this turn. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be farming for life, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be here for life. But if it weren't for farming, I'd probably up and move somewhere else. So she's got the hookup on New Glarus, huh? You ever have her bring you beer? I don't know if you've had any Spotted Cow or Moon Man, but New Glarus has some good beer, and you can only get it in Wisconsin, which you might know since your sister lives there. And yeah, I mean, between paying for seed and for the seed, the rent, the nitrogen, the fertilizer, the chemical, like it's not something that you got to be real good friends with a banker to get started, I guess. So, and hopefully if you do it right for long enough, you can kick the banker out the door. But it's something that if you don't have the banker, it's gonna be real hard to get started. Looking at, let's see here. Not sure if you're still there, but was your wife actually born in Chicago, or like in one of the suburbs? And where in Ohio are you from? My in-laws are actually from Ohio, from Troy, Ohio, if you know where that's at. And then my father-in-law actually just sold his house and moved out here closer to us, but he lived in Lorain, like northern Ohio. Alright, I'll flip you guys back around. second person that said that today. And I've only been streaming for about, I don't know, half hour now. But yeah, just a couple. Glad I got you here to point it out though, otherwise I don't know what I would do. Out here doing lines. I'm not talking about cocaine. You gotta do little strips like this. Obviously I've only done 3 so far. We'll fill in the gaps later, but you can only turn so wide or so narrow with this thing. So you gotta do strips. I'm coming up here to the outside edge of my fence row, so I'm gonna put you guys back up in your phone, back up in your mountain here so I can focus on what I'm doing. Might actually be alright. It's working really nice. When it starts getting too cold, you start getting bigger chunks of soil. It doesn't break up as nice. The soil doesn't turn over as nice. Right now, we're trying to bust up the compaction from all the machinery that we drive over the soil. And then we also are trying to bury the corn residue, which gets rid of, or helps get rid of the disease and the, oh, 1 second, let me concentrate. Alright, so we're, see we got the 2 paths already did here in front of us. Now I'm starting to fill in the gaps a little bit. Once we actually get going, start covering the rest of the field, you'll kind of see the trajectory. You'll see our strategy for turning. We kind of miss passes intentionally so we can take wider turns. It's not quite lined up like it's going to be, but we'll get there. So, let's see here. No, we don't go through a whole lot of displays. I'd show you, and you can't really see. We got an outside one. I'm not gonna zoom in, I'm gonna make you guys dizzy. But the very outside one is getting pretty wobbly. I just checked it out. I thought I was gonna have to replace it. Really, it's just the disc. It's not hurting anything. It's not a bearing or anything like that. So I decided to just leave it on there. It's a pain to take it off and swap it out if it's doing the job. Let it be. But no, we don't go through a lot of them. But yeah, periodically we do have to replace them. And out of all the things on the farm, I love chisel plowing. This is by far one of my favorite jobs to do on the farm. However, when you have a breakdown with the chisel plow, it's always the worst breakdown to fix. Because, as you see, we have, so you got 4 different sections. You got, your front, I guess right, but you guys are looking at the left. You got front left, front right, back left, and they're all, I can't even explain it, but there's like one rod that runs all the way across, and then you have all your discs on, and so when one of them, when anything breaks, you have to pull the whole thing off, and then you have to pull all the discs, all the bearings, all the cones, all the spacers off of that shaft in order to get to that one bearing that went out, or that one disc that went out. And then it's just a pain. Usually when you brake, it's around like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody's asleep, and you're just bashing your head against the wall, just trying to get it fixed so you can get back out in the field. So, but that being said, it doesn't happen often. But honestly, if it happens at all, it's too many times. So, I'll stop complaining though. Do you farm OC? Because you're talking about gears not turning on a dime, and it sounds like you've got experience at all, or? King's Care. We're not planting anything right now. We just finished combining a couple weeks ago. This used to be corn here. This used to be corn, and so right now we're just working up the ground, bearing the corn residue. Usually, like when we were doing tillage, we're busting up the compaction from all the machinery that's driven on it throughout the growing season. And then we're also, by bearing the residue, you've got diseases, you've got, it sounds bad when you say diseases, but each crop has its own set of diseases. Like you have, why am I blanking now? Like anthracnose stalk rot, and you have gray leaf spot, and you have, wow, I'm totally blanking now. But you have diseases that are specific to corn, and so when you bury that crop residue by doing tillage, the microbes, there's millions and millions, if not billions of microbes, living microorganisms living in that soil, and they will eat away at that residue that you're burying. And so then the next year, you'll still have a little bit of residue there, but most of it's broken down and decomposed, and it kind of helps reset the life cycle, I guess, if you will. It's a huge reason why we do crop rotation as well, is because of the diseases. Because you have corn diseases that are specific to corn, and you got soybean diseases. Each crop has its own diseases, and they're almost unique to that crop. Let me put you around here. Gotta get turned around. But you have diseases that are unique to that crop, and so when I plant, this field that I'm in now was corn this year. So when we plant it next year, we're gonna plant soybeans. And then that will give it an extra year for the diseases to kind of fizzle out, die, and have the crop, have it reset. So then in 2 years from now, when we plant corn here again, those diseases aren't lingering in the soil. And that way the corn that we plant isn't as susceptible to those existing diseases, if that makes any sense. Corn is a lot more forgiving than soybeans. As far as diseases go, I am not moving at all. You can tell it's pretty wet here. Got my tires are spinning. But soybeans, it's not a good idea to plant soybeans 2 years in a row. You just won't have a good time the second year. Corn, there's guys out there who plant corn after corn after corn after corn. They plant corn in the same field for years on end. We are not those guys. To me, there are way too many benefits to rotating to different crops that it doesn't make sense to plant corn numerous years in a row. I could see doing 2 or 3 years of corn, but then you got to rotate it out. We specifically will rotate to soybeans because soybeans create their own nitrogen. Okay, they're a legume, and they make their own nitrogen, and nitrogen is the #1 nutrient for growing corn. So when you plant a soybean plant in a field and it grows, and then you harvest the crop, well, then you spit that, you take the beans off the plant, but then you spit the plant back out into the field, and you've got the roots there, and so the next year, those roots, they're holding all that nitrogen that the soybean plant created, and so then the next year, you have what we call a soybean credit, where it releases nitrogen back into the soil, and that's that much nitrogen that you don't have to apply the next year when you grow your corn crop. So not only when you rotate crops, not only are you resetting the disease cycle, you're also giving yourself a little bit of a yield boost by planting corn into soybean stubble. And if you look at a field that's corn that's planted, if it's the second year corn, so if it's corn on corn ground, and then you look at it side by side with corn that was planted on soybean stubble, you can visually see the difference. That the soybean stubble looks so much healthier than the corn stubble, or the corn stalks. So, man, my phone froze up because I was low battery. I don't know how long I've been talking with but I just gave a whole spiel on why it's advantageous to plant corn on soybean stubble, but who knows if you heard any of it. Oh well. Let me catch up on Hey, thanks for subbing, Jay. Appreciate it. Good luck with your work day. Have fun. Granger Creek, what's up, man? Welcome back. We're all done with harvest now, so here we are out filling it up. Glad to see you again, man. I still need to go over and visit your channel. I would really want to go watch your videos, see where you're located. I still haven't done that yet, but I need to. Yeah, Anthony, it's a beautiful day out here. You're talking like probably 50, 60 degree Fahrenheit. Of course, we're not Celsius, otherwise we'd be frying right now if it's 60 degrees. But yeah, beautiful day. I appreciate that, OC. So do you guys, where are you guys farming at? Are you actively involved in the farming operation, OC? Yeah, Granger, you can probably smell the dirt through the phone. That's one of the best things about chisel plowing, is smelling that fresh dirt turned up. And I might have to cut the stream off at some point. My phone's yelling at me saying I've got 10% battery left. So I either gotta probably just find a different place to mount my phone. Right now I'm just holding it, but I'm gonna have to move my phone mount. Right now it's not anywhere near. Look, Ranger, I got a haircut. I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but I have a massive mop on my head. It feels good. I was at the point where I had to wear a hat just because I didn't want anybody to see my hair, just because it's just like, so it feels good. Nothing like a good haircut. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna prop you up against the window. Work. I might just as long as my phone cord reaches. I apologize, I'm shaking you guys all over the place. Alright, we're plugged in. See if we can get some juice flowing to this phone. Alright. Hopefully Alright, how's that for a view? It's kind of blurry now. I gotta adjust to this. I also have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Believe it or not, I'm actually out here to chisel plow, not necessarily to live stream. It's kind of cool. I like having you guys further away, giving you a broader view of what was going on, but this will work, I guess. And I'm coming out to the road, so I should probably pay attention so I don't just rip right through it. We had that, we had our hired guy chisel plowing last year, and I don't know what he was doing, but he didn't see that road coming. He actually did. He forgot to raise it out of the ground, and he ripped right through the road. So it's not something I want to do. My ego won't allow it. All right. Semi-retired in Thailand. So are you from the States and then you moved to Thailand to like for your semi-retirement, or I mean, is that the way to do it? I don't know what living is like over in Thailand. If it sounds great though. It sounds like something I would love to do. Maybe not Thailand, or maybe Thailand. I've never been, but I'm assuming you like it over there since you're over there. See, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I see you around. And yeah, chisel shanks. It's a deep rip, like you're talking like multiple plowing, Granger. I've never, in my farming career, so I've been farming 11 years, so not terribly long in the grand scheme of it, but chisel plowing's pretty much all I've ever known. So, we did a couple of years, one year I think, of no-till, because 2020 we did no-till, because 2019 was super wet. In 2019, we had to run our corn through the dryer twice, and even then, we couldn't get it dry enough. We were combining like 24% corn. It was a nightmare, but we were still combining during Christmas, and then once we finished combining, obviously we were chisel plowing, but by that time you're ground's pretty much frozen, which is cool because I got to experience it, I guess, and it was a unique experience. In that, like, when there was snow, the snow would act as insulate. Well, and you're probably very familiar with this, being where you're located in Idaho and the snows that you guys get. But the snow act like a insulating blanket that actually heated up the soil, which was a really cool concept. So we were able to chisel some of our ground, but most of it. Sorry, gotta focus here. Most of it we did not get chiseled, which left us with a decision in the springtime of whether we wanted to sorry, one sec. Alright. That left us with the decision in the springtime of whether we wanted to chisel it in the spring, which we've never done before, and we were kind of scared to going that deep right before planting, or we could just no-till it. So we opted to no-till. It really wasn't bad, but it's just not, where we're located is not optimal. We're a little too far north. So okay. A lot of guys do vertical tillage here as well. We'd love to, but the implement's a little too pricey for me. One day maybe. De-ripping, alright. As equipment goes though, I really don't have a real preference. I mean, yeah, we drive mostly John Deere, but that mainly has to just do with the fact that that's who we have for Deere dealers nearby. We've got Case IH as well, but it's a little bit more of a drive, where we got 2 John Deere dealers closer than the closest Case IH dealer. So when you need parts or when you need, service or whatever, it's just a lot easier to keep things moving, I guess. So other than that, I do enjoy John Deere. I don't enjoy the price tag, which is why most of our equipment is, all of our equipment is older. But I mean, I guess I've got no real complaints. Although when we're broken down, I might have a word or two with their engineers and how they've got things designed. But I guess that comes with anything for the most part. What's the average size of your farm there, Patrick? Around you guys, like what's? Cause I don't know. I mean, throughout the U.S., we vary tremendously. I think you get out west, you get to like Nebraska, and you got people with like I don't know, you got thousands and thousands of acres. Where I'm at, I'm kind of in the Corn Belt, northern Illinois. And average around here is, we are about average at 1,200 acres. 1,200 acres is just about where you have to be in order to support your family without any supplemental income. If you do it right. I mean, you could have obviously had bad years, and right now we're actually not sitting too pretty as far as market commodity prices go. But and I farm 50-50 with my dad, and so we actually do have supplemental income. We have a farm stand that helps us make ends meet. So, but let's see here. I've never seen a Lamborghini tractor other than on shoot, what's it? I don't watch much TV, but there's Clarkson's Farm. I've seen a few episodes of it. It's pretty hilarious. But he had his Lamborghini tractor on there that I saw. So I never knew that Lamborghini made tractors until I saw that show. All right, I'm coming up to the fence row here, so I'm gonna focus on what I'm doing. The neighbor says he doesn't like it when I rip out his fence. I don't get it. No, he's actually a pretty cool guy. It's a completely different world, and that's what I love about farming. Is like you can go anywhere, and farming is just, I don't know, it's farming is never just farming. It's always unique to that specific area. Like if you take me out of Illinois, I will have no idea what I'm doing. You know, like I would love to just, I don't know. Like if I go on vacation, my wife would probably hate it, but like go on vacation somewhere and I'd probably go find the nearest farm and spend the day there. Like teach me how you do what you do, because I don't know, it's fascinating. So as far as crops go, so I'm catching up on messages here. As far as crops go, we grow mostly corn and soybeans. That's the majority of it. We do produce as well, like summer vegetables, sweet corn mostly. We do 10 acres of sweet corn, some tomatoes. We got a farm store in our town nearby that we do all sorts of veggies at, veggies during the summer, and we grow pumpkins and squash and gourds and all that fun stuff. We just got out of that season now. Actually, if you look over there, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm way too bouncy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you guys sick. But we have a bunch of pumpkins spread out on the ground over there. That we just went to our stand yesterday and brought home a trailer load of pumpkins that didn't sell. We're gonna disc them under. So, and then we do Christmas trees there as well, but we get the Christmas trees in from Wisconsin, so we don't grow those here. No wheat in our rotation. Every year we consider it, but we don't. There are guys around here that do wheat, and we sell straw at our produce stand. And so we thought about doing, because we buy that straw wholesale, so we thought about doing wheat just for the sake of not having to buy straw. But really, we're so swamped when it comes time to harvest and bale wheat, because we have that farm stand, that it's really hard to find the time to get out in the field with everything else that's going on. It's just, so we more so don't do wheat just so we have one less thing to do. But at the same time, if we did wheat, well, then it would take away from, that'd be that much less that we have to do when it comes to this time of the year when we're combining corn and soybeans, so it would help there. But no, we have done wheat in the past, but it's not really part of our crop rotation. At least not right now. That one, I hit my switch the wrong direction. Told my chisel plow to stay up. Started putting it down on the ground. Let's try that one again. All right. I can hit the button the right way. Farming's hard. You gotta pull on the button or you gotta push on the button. Sometimes you just can't do it the right way. For red clover, you're only using it as a cover crop, right? Like I don't think you can do anything other than cover crop with. clover. But then you do tillage, because you said you beaver it. We've thought about doing cover crop and no-till and build up our organic matter. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense when you're livestock. That makes sense. For a second I mixed up graze it and bale it. I read it as blaze it. What are you doing? Smoking clover over there? I didn't know you could do that. So where at are you specifically from? Yeah, cash crop. Where at are you from, Patrick? I said it a little earlier in this stream, but my wife and I went over we took a trip, like a tour bus trip over in Scotland and Ireland. We got to go visit St. Andrews golf course there. And it was the craziest thing. Like I guess I don't really watch golf on TV, otherwise I would have been more knowledgeable and more aware. But the sand bunkers over there are ridiculous. Like they're like 5 foot deep, like holes in the ground. It was, and then we, the pedestrians, the visitors, the tourists, whatever, we actually had the right of way. Like, so the tour bus would park, and then we were able to walk across the greens, across the fairways, across whatever. We had free reign, and golfers had to stop their game so we could go through. Like it was so unnatural for me. Because where we parked the tour bus, we wanted to get over to the driving range. We thought it'd be, I mean, we only had so much time there. And we really wanted to say that it would have been awesome to go golfing at St. Andrews, but we didn't have that time. So we went and got a bucket of balls, but the driving range was all the way across the golf course. And so we booked it. We ran from one side of the golf course to the other. We ran across the fairways and I felt really rude. But we were told that that's how things are done over there. Like, people are playing golf, going right through their fairway. I don't know. But anyways, we made it. We got to the driving range and we hit our bucket of balls. Which another phenomenon, which probably exists here but not anywhere near me, is they had golf ball vending machines at the golf course, at the driving range. So we, I don't know if I'm getting close enough to this fence line or not. Alright. We, had to get our golf balls from the vending machine. My wife swiped the card, didn't realize that she had to have the bucket in place. The machine just started shooting all these golf balls out. It just went everywhere. through the clubhouse, and it was the funniest thing. I don't know. It's one of those had to be there moments, I guess. It's pretty funny though. I enjoyed it. Not that I enjoyed laughing at my wife's expense, but I'll make an exception for that time. I gotta be careful with this fence line too. There are like trees, or little trees that like to hide. Ooh, and I'm getting really close to that fence with that disc. I think I'm okay. Woohoo! Alright, and then do I break the number one rule to start out? I'll lift out a little bit here. Alright, we're good. I think I might have snagged a little barbed wire there, but I won't tell if you won't. It's not like it's on YouTube. After I hop across this road, I'm probably gonna pull up my phone to make sure I'm not missing any text messages or anything. Because I think when I'm streaming, I don't think my text messages come through. I wanna make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, we'll see you later, Granger. Alright guys, I'm gonna check my text messages real quick. Sometimes when I get out of YouTube live stream and I come back, things get a little wonky. So when I come back, I'm gonna ask one of you guys to let me know if you can hear me alright. Because sometimes the audio goes out and sometimes you guys can't send messages. So I'll be right back. Alright, looks like we're good. So we're out here. What's this doing? Just flipping me. I'm trying to flip my camera around. This was making me show different sides. What is this? Try this again. Alright, I have no idea what's going on here. I can't flip my camera around now. And I don't enjoy it when the camera faces me. I told you it does wonky things when I get out of my... I don't want to do that. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Not what I want to do. Alright, this is all kinds of messed up. Alright, this is not working. I'm gonna leave it as it is though. I don't want to mess anything up. Could somebody, there's 89 people on here. Somebody let me know if they can hear me. If you can hear me, say anything in the chat, just so I know that I'm not talking nothing. Alright, cool. Appreciate it, Ruger. I don't know why it won't let me put my camera back around, but I guess that's not important. I'll just deal with it. We'll see. The only thing about this is I can't read the chat now. You guys are looking out my back window and the phone's stuck in selfie mode. It's not really conducive. So I might just have to end this live stream and start a new one. Alright. Yeah. I might reset the stream just maybe a little ooh. My disc is getting a little wobbly. I really hope I don't have the bearing now. I don't know if you can see that. The first one on the front gang, the third one in. I don't know how much you guys can see from where you're at, but alright, I'm gonna restart the stream. Feel free to join back in or go on with your lives, but if you've enjoyed it so far, feel free to like and subscribe. Always happy to have more the merrier. But until then, I'll see you guys hopefully in a little bit. How many tea per acre do you get? Don't know what you're. What are you asking? How many tea per acre? So we do it by acre, not